What is going on, traders? Welcome back to the Traveling Trader. Happy Monday to you. Today we will go over the topic of altcoin season. Is it altcoin season 2019 yet? Some of these price jumps have led some to believe or get excited that it is altcoin season 2019. Now, I don't know if I would say that as a general statement, but there are definitely some altcoins that have record-breaking numbers in 2019 so far. So we'll go over those. Before we do that, it is April 1st. On the 1st of every month, you guys know the drill. I will be doing a drawing for 0.03 Bitcoin. That is around $124 USD. So I'll be doing that drawing right now. I'll be using random.org. I generate the list based off of the Discord, right? So all diamond traders and above, diamond and centurion traders and above will automatically be entered for a random drawing for 0.03 Bitcoin on the 1st of every month. That is ongoing for now. I'll let you know well ahead of time before I stop this. But for now, all diamond traders and above will be automatically entered into the 0.03 Bitcoin drawing on the 1st of every month. So I pulled the list and I ran it beforehand, and the winner is Shmoney Miran. Shmoney Miran. I'm going to hit you up on the Discord, but go ahead and send me your BTC address. Congratulations, you won 0.03 Bitcoin. Again, that's around $124 USD right now. Hopefully the price of Bitcoin doesn't keep going up because you guys are going to break my bank. I'm just kidding, of course. I appreciate you guys and you definitely deserve it. So thank you for your support. Enjoy the 0.03 Bitcoin, Shmoney Miran. That is the Patreon link below. And of course, you get access to the trade alerts, the crypto trade alerts, the stock trade alerts. And if you want one-on-one help with your technical analysis, we do 3 video calls a month. That is the Centurion level on the Patreon. I only take a max of 10 people per month, so be sure to hit me up before signing up to make sure that I have room. And yeah, let's get right to the video. So is altcoin season here? Well, the reason that people are asking that is obviously because there are some altcoins that are just mooning right now. But of course, in 2019, we had a ton of trade alerts that were up in the triple-digit percentage points, right? The ones that come to mind are Ravencoin, Theta, BitTorrent token, Engine. BNB is up from our long-term trade alert. BNB is up 245%, but I started scaling into that in November and just held on to it ever since. Litecoin, which we'll get into in a second, Litecoin is up 106% in 2019 alone. This is against US dollar. So you'll see here there's a news story that says Litecoin is up 100%, sets Q1 performance record. And yeah, it doubled in price from where it opened in 2019. So we opened at less than $30. It was 29 and change. And now we are currently above $60. So it more than doubled in price. We entered Litecoin at around $31 based off of some indicators on the daily. And it continues to be a long-term hold for us. All right. So BTC analysis. Looking at BTC, I mean, it is in such a crazy narrow, tight range, right? So we have this ascending triangle that's really been active since December. However, if you drill down to more recent times, you see that there is another ascending triangle in an extremely tight range, you know, between 3,700 and 4,100. So we're coming up on resistance once again. For those that did follow the trade alerts, I did open a short on BTC, or an XBT to be more technical, because that is the BTC component on BitMEX. And that price hasn't hit yet. We've come dangerously close. The highest I think was 41.44. The short that I opened was at 41.50. And the criteria for opening the short is pretty simple. I mean, that has been a major resistance point for over 6 months now, or 5 months now. But I'm not stupid. I did set a tight stop limit on that because there is a lot of momentum forming on the short-term timeframes on Bitcoin. Like you see the mini golden cross between the 50 and the 100 here. You see the on-balance volume growing. This is basically a measure of volume flow, trying to determine whether it's positive or negative. And you see that it is flowing upwards. MACD is pretty flat. RSI has a little bit of room to grow, but this is a leveraged trade, right? So I'm not looking for a short, you know, a drop to 3K. So it is a rather low risk trade in my opinion. But anyway, looking at Bitcoin, this is definitely an impasse, right? This is an inflection point. We have to see how it reacts to this resistance level. If we look at the 1 week, there are some interesting data points here. So we are almost overbought on the stochastic. Now, why is that important? Well, I went back in time and I looked at every time that we went overbought on the stochastic going all the way back to 2016. And every time we were overbought on the stochastic, there was a significant drop in price. So you'll see back here in August, there was a 26% drop, 18% drop, 37% drop, 19% drop, 18% drop, 65% drop, or 64%. This is kind of an outlier because this is from the all-time highs of 20K dropping down in 2018. So that is kind of an outlier, but you see that the typical range is between 18 and 37% drop every time we hit overbought on the stochastic. Now we could have a little bit more room to grow before hitting overbought on the stochastic. So the price could reach, 4,300, 4,500 before seeing that drop. And that would essentially stop me out of my trade, my short trade, that is. But I'm banking on historical resistance levels here, right? That's what part of trading is all about, is identifying proper resistance and support ranges in order to make entries and exits. And as long as you have yourself protected with tight stop limits, whether that is a short or a long, then you're okay. We do see potentially 7 weeks of positive trading, right? The 7th candle is obviously, it's Monday, so this candle just started. And we haven't had this since mid 2018, I believe. Back here in April, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of green trading before seeing a mini drop off and then the start of the bull rally, obviously. So this is definitely a bullish sign, but obviously, you naturally would be thinking to yourself, how many straight weeks of green trading can we get? It hasn't happened much, and when it has happened, we have seen a minor drop off before a continuation. So those who are asking, are you bullish or are you bearish on Bitcoin? It depends on the time frame in which you are speaking, right? So if you're just talking about within the next couple of weeks, yeah, you could put a short. It doesn't mean that you're overly bearish on Bitcoin. It just means that you're making a swing trade or a day trade for that small time frame. Generally, you could be overly bullish on Bitcoin for the long term, as I am myself. But again, I'm a trader, so you get to make trades, swing trades or day trades, as well as long-term trades. And then on the monthly, this does appear to be more of a bear flag pattern, right? When you look at the monthly, you see the pull here, the flag, and what you generally see from here is a drop off below the flag. Now, obviously that is not 100% solidified. It's not set in stone, but that is a general trend pattern. On the monthly, there are definitely conflicting signals here. Obviously, you have the bearish pattern. You do have the oversold stochastic, but you also have the downtrending MACD. Again, this just goes to show that Bitcoin is definitely at an inflection point and something is going to happen soon, whether we break the structure and start going bullish, or we do hit this wall. This does in fact maintain as resistance and we see a decline from here. All right, let's get into some of the altcoin analysis and go over some of the trades that we made. Again, if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. As I mentioned, Litecoin is one of our long-term holds, making almost 100% on Litecoin. Dash is one that we recently got into at the break of this ascending triangle. You see Dash breaking out healthily and now finding resistance at the 200-day, which is this green line right here. And we are seeing a bit of a pullback. So it was up 26%, and now we're seeing a bit of a pullback, obviously because of this 200-day MA. It hasn't been above the 200-day since March 2018. So some of these altcoins behaving in ways that it hasn't in a while, which is part of the reason why some people think that we're in an altcoin season. If you look at WTC, this is one of our biggest gainers, entering at the breakout of this ascending triangle that you see here. Once it broke out, you see the on balance volume gaining, right? Once any move, any short-term move contains a volume move that's this big, or a shift in volume, a positive shift in volume that's this significant, then you can enter safely at the breakout of these bullish patterns, because momentum is going to take it at least to a point of significant percentage returns in the short term. In this case, WTC was up 43% before retracing a bit. Now it has significantly climbed above and convincingly closed above the 200-day MA again, which is this green line. And we do see the 50 and the 100 converging here for this mini golden cross. All indications point to more positive action on WTC. I do like its long-term potential. The target between now and the all-time highs is over 1,000%. A little bit less now since it climbed 43%. But yeah, it's over 1,000% in profit potential. And even if you take a very conservative measure of the Fibonacci level, we're still not even at the 0.236. We are overbought on the RSI and the stochastic, so we might need a little bit of consolidation before another move up, but things are still looking good for WTC in my opinion, and we don't see a lot of sell volume coming in. WTC, one of our biggest gainers. Again, if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description. Obviously, we continue to hold BNB long-term, 245% up on BNB. This is my biggest long-term holding. RVN, Ravencoin, has retraced a bit, but it is now seeing support here. And the on-balance volume is still positive, meaning there hasn't been a lot of sell-offs from all this buy action that we've seen here. You barely see any red candles on the volume levels. All right, on the stock side, let us get right into stocks. You do see a positive day in stocks. Again, historic numbers here. The Dow at 26.1, almost 26.2, up a percentage point. S&P up almost a percentage point. NASDAQ, the same thing. And you do see the major stocks following the trend of the indices here. Microsoft up almost a percentage point, Amazon up 1.5%, Google 1.7%, so on and so forth. If you are subscribed to Diamond Traders and above, you will get these stock alerts as well. One of the stocks that I'm in is this UWT, which is a crude oil ETF, up around 30% since we bought into it. You do see the mini golden cross between the 50 and the 100, and I do expect this to keep climbing as oil prices continue to increase. As you see here, oil prices up 1.68% today. Boeing, I mentioned in my last video, is it worth it to buy the dip on Boeing? And based on how much it dipped, there was a pretty safe swing trade on Boeing. It is now up 1.3% since close of last week. Lyft IPO'd last week, and as I said, you know, you don't need to rush and buy an IPO. Same thing as ICOs and crypto, but obviously, you know, Lyft, the share price of Lyft falls below the IPO price. We see this all the time, especially with tech companies, and you see it here. You know, here are the two candles on Lyft because it's only been on the market for 2 days, Friday and Monday, but it definitely fell below the IPO price. We're currently at $69. I believe the IPO price was 72, and it hit a high of 88. Obviously, the FOMO buyers, or the MOMO buyers, right? The momentum crowd drove this stock price up to 88, and now it is below the IPO price again. I generally don't like to buy, you know, unless I was part of the company and I have shares, you know, IPO shares at $20 or something, fine. But I generally don't like to buy it on the open market until we see some significant data that allows us to track the price and resistance levels and support levels to get a sense of how the market values something new on the market like Lyft. Last stock that I'm looking at for now is Southwest Airlines. Southwest Airlines is up 4%, obviously creating this really protruding head and shoulders here. You see the golden cross between the 50 and the 100, and the 50 is now inching towards the 200. Southwest Airlines is one of the swingiest stocks I've ever seen. Just even historically, you see that it goes in waves. So there's definitely some good swing opportunities on something like Southwest Airlines, but it is one where you have to make sure that you have your stop limit set up so you don't get burnt. Anyway, that is it for this video. Go ahead and leave a thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. If you have a question or a comment, leave it in the comment section below. Sign up to the trade alerts if you want access to the trade alerts, as well as the 0.03 Bitcoin drawing that I do every month for the Diamond Traders and above. If you need help with your technical analysis and want one-on-one video conferencing / coaching with me, that same link is also in the description. Subscribe to the channel. Stay safe out there. Peace.